Hi there, and welcome back. Welcome to Kira in the Middle. I know it's been a little while since I've uploaded a video and shared a video with you guys, so I'm happy to be able to share this one with you today. Over about the last month, I've just been having a really challenging time. There's been a lot of challenges that have come up, and I've realized over the last few days that I wasn't in control of my life, so to speak. And to kind of explain this to you, I wanted to use a metaphor of a bus. So we're all kind of made up of a bus, and there's so many different passengers, and at many times during our lives, the person behind the wheel of the bus changes, and some of those passengers jump in the driver's seat, and they're not always the best people to be there. They don't always steer us in the direction that's right for us or beneficial to us, or the one that is true to us. And so I was using this metaphor on myself and using it to try and understand what was really happening and what was really going on for me within my life over the last month or so. And what I realized is that I wasn't really behind the wheel, and I had let something else take over. And I was thinking, well, what is this thing, who is behind the wheel, and why does this stuff keep happening? And what I realized is the person that was behind my wheel was what I called the victim. And this passenger had jumped into the driver's seat, and the victim kind of says things like, why is this happening to me? And, the universe is against me, and the world just doesn't want me to be successful. And, all these thoughts were coming up. And it was this kind of what I called the victim, perspective, or the victim mentality. And from that place, my bus was not going towards the right direction, and it wasn't going in the way that I wanted it to, and it was kind of all over the place, and it was kind of heading in a really bad direction. So I kicked him out, and I've jumped myself back in, and things are going a lot more smoother now. So what I wanted for you today is to challenge you to just use this metaphor and consider where in your life are you not in the driver's seat, and where in your life is that victim mentality, that victim perspective in the driver's seat, and moving you in a direction that is not right for you or not beneficial for you. So I want to challenge you to think about that today. And when you realize that the victim is in the driver's seat, there's two ways that I found that worked really well for me, and I think will work for you, to be able to boot him out and get yourself back in behind the wheel. And those two ways was, one, firstly, you need to identify it and know that that's what is behind the wheel. And then the second thing is to either hand it over or take control again. So just by being aware that you're not kind of in control, you're not behind the driver's seat, and either a fear or a self-doubt or whatever is in the driver's seat, just that awareness alone will help you to shift gears, and it'll help you to jump back in behind the wheel and steer yourself towards a more positive and a more uplifting and a more amazing direction. The other thing that I said is to hand it over. So to realize that, sometimes things just happen and we can't explain them, and it's out of our control. And although I'm a big believer that we all make choices and we all manifest things in our own life, sometimes trying to always explain things and understand things can end up putting something else in the driver's seat and steer us along the wrong path. So letting it go and being able to understand and recognize deeply that sometimes things just happen, and to avoid going into that victim perspective and kind of coming from that place as you move through your journey. So I hope this has been useful. I'd love to hear from you. Where in your life is the victim behind the wheel, and what direction does that make you go? And about the tips as well, let me know if there's anything else that you've used or anything that comes up for you, and if that idea of being able to let go and realize that it's out of your control and that things just happen, and that idea of also just being aware if the victim's behind the wheel and jumping yourself back in behind the seat. I'd love to hear from you if this is useful, how it goes for you, if anything comes up. You can leave a comment below or get in touch with me via email, and I look forward to seeing you again soon. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.